Have you ever watched your boarding group get called? People scan their passes, bags rolling forward, everything moving smoothly, and then suddenly you're the only one asked to step aside? No shouting, no drama. Just a calm, quiet sentence that feels way louder than it should. Sorry, you can't board. And that's the part nobody prepares you for. It's almost never something dramatic. No crime, no big mistake. It's usually something painfully boring. One mismatched name, one passport rule you didn't know changed, one digital system flag you never even saw. And just like that, your entire trip flips from gate closing to not today. Welcome to travel in 2026, where getting denied isn't about doing something wrong. It's about missing something small. Let's start with the thing that feels modern, efficient, and futuristic, but can quietly ruin your day if you rely on it too much. Digital ID. On paper, it sounds perfect. You pull out your phone, open Apple Wallet, your digital driver's license pops up, and for a moment you feel like the most organized person in the terminal. Scan, smile, keep moving. Except real life doesn't always cooperate. Maybe the scanner glitches. Maybe that specific lane isn't enabled for digital ID. Maybe your screen brightness is too low, or your battery dips into low power mode at the worst possible moment. Whatever the reason, the outcome is always the same. You're the one stepping to the side while the line behind you releases that collective, dramatic sigh that says, "We were doing so well." That's the part nobody tells you. Airports don't care how advanced your phone is. So yes, keep the digital ID if you like, but only as a backup. Your physical ID should be with you every single time. Not most of the time. Not when you remember. Every time. Because the moment your trip depends on a loading screen, you've already lost control. Now let's talk about the real ID star, because this is where a lot of travelers are still living in denial. The May 2025 deadline came and went, and if your license still doesn't have that little gold star, you're officially playing travel on hard mode, and starting in early 2026, TSA isn't expected to keep doing the friendly reminder routine. Reports already suggest that showing up without real ID could trigger a $45 fee just to continue through alternative screening. That's not a fine, it's a convenience tax for being unprepared. And it hits before you even buy overpriced airport food. What makes this worse is that many people assume a renewed license automatically qualifies. It doesn't. If there's no star, TSA doesn't care how new or valid it looks. The system doesn't read intentions. It reads compliance. And if you think that's strict, take a breath. Because Europe just built a border system that makes a TSA checkpoint feel like a polite hello. If you're dreaming about a European trip in 2026, you can still have it. Just understand that the border experience has changed completely. The old ritual of passport stamps and casual glances is fading out. The new entry-exit system, known as EES, started rolling out in late 2025, and by 2026, it's showing up everywhere, but not consistently. One airport runs smoothly. Another is still half-transitioned. That inconsistency is what catches travelers off guard. You don't know how long it'll take until you're already in line. EES turns Europe into a digital doorman. Every entry and exit logs your face, fingerprints, and travel history into a shared system. And here's the part that hits hardest in real life. They do it when you're exhausted. You land after a long overnight flight. Your brain is foggy, your connection clock is ticking, and now you're being asked to scan again because the fingerprint didn't read properly. Lines move slowly. Faces look frustrated. And suddenly, you're in what I call the no refund zone. If you miss your connection because immigration took longer than expected, airlines often treat it as a government processing delay, not their problem. That means no automatic rebooking, no hotel, no apology, just an expensive lesson. So if you're connecting through places like Frankfurt, Paris, or Amsterdam in 2026, don't gamble on normal immigration times. Build a buffer, or be ready to pay for it. Looking ahead to late 2026, there's another gatekeeper coming, ETIAS. Think of it as Europe's version of travel pre-approval. The fee will be around €20, which isn't the issue. Forgetting it is. Without ETIAS approval linked to your passport in the system, you can get blocked before you even leave your home country, right at the check-in desk, and scams are already circling this like sharks. If a random website offers to secure your ETIAS months in advance for a big fee, that's a red flag. Use official channels only, because fake approvals are already a thing. The UK is doing the same with its ETA system starting February 25th, 2026. No ETA in the system? You may not even make it onto the plane. And here's the trap people fall into. These approvals are tied to your exact passport number. Renew your passport after applying, and suddenly your approval doesn't match anymore. One mismatch, and the airline system can quietly flip your status to no. No argument, no explanation. Just a system block. Quick tip if you're traveling with a partner: stay together at kiosks whenever possible. You do not want that moment where one person clears and the other gets pulled aside for just a quick additional check, while your connection time melts away. Separation is where stress multiplies. Not every update is bad news. Uzbekistan is going visa-free for Americans starting January 1st, 2026. But don't get too comfortable. For every door that opens, 3 more countries are adding digital checks. Asia is the next big example. In 2026, arrival feels less like welcome and more like pull up the confirmation now. Not later, not after Wi-Fi. Right now, with a line behind you. Japan makes this painfully clear. Visit Japan. Web can make entry incredibly smooth, if you do it right. One wrong passport digit, one name format mismatch, or skipping the final step that generates the QR code, and suddenly you're stuck trying to log in again while jet-lagged and under pressure. China is even trickier. People hear 240-hour transit and assume it's a free mini visa. It's not. It only applies if you're truly transiting to a third country with a confirmed onward ticket. A round trip doesn't count. And even if you qualify, the rules depend on your routing and arrival city. Add to that the rise of fake arrival card websites charging fees for something that's actually free, and you've got a perfect storm for confusion. So here's the Asia rule for 2026. Treat every country like it has its own system, because it does. Double-check which app or form your destination expects. Make sure every detail matches your current passport, and keep confirmations accessible without relying on airport Wi-Fi. Screenshots help, but having the actual confirmation ready to show, clean and simple, can save you when you're running on fumes. Now let's talk about the boss-level rule that quietly ruins more trips than almost anything else. The 6-month passport validity rule. Go check your passport expiration date, not later. Now. Because it doesn't matter if your passport is valid today. Many countries won't let you in unless it stays valid for at least 6 months beyond your travel dates. You can be holding a perfectly legal passport and still get denied at check-in because the airline system flags you as ineligible. This isn't a rumor. It's straight from State Department guidance, and airlines enforce it aggressively because they don't want fines or forced return flights. While you're holding your passport, don't just look at the expiration date. Look at damage. Water stains, mold, tears, loose pages, heavy markings, any of these can be enough to stop you cold. Also check blank pages. Some countries require 2 to 4 empty pages, and airlines can deny boarding if you don't have them. You can't add pages anymore. If you're running low, renewal is the only fix, preferably with the larger passport book. And don't confuse a passport card with a passport book. The card has limited use and will not save you for international flights. That's one of those "I brought my passport" moments that still ends with you standing at the counter while everyone else walks past. Here's the twist that catches people trying to be responsible. Online passport renewal can deactivate your current passport immediately, even if it had months left. That means if you renew online and then try to travel shortly after, you might have just canceled the document you planned to use. That's why the State Department warns against online renewal if you have international travel within 6 weeks. You didn't lose your passport. You turned it off. Add one more micro rule for 2026. Passport photos, filters, AI enhancement, heavy editing, don't do it. Clean, boring, natural photos get approved. Fancy ones get delayed or rejected. Boring wins. And once you've handled all that, there's still one more battlefield. Re-entry. Mobile passport control is one of the rare government tools that actually works. It's free, it's fast, and it can save you from massive customs lines at over 50 US airports. If you travel internationally more than once a year, global entry is still king, especially with its new mobile selfie feature. ClearPlus helps with ID checks, but stack it with TSA PreCheck and you move like airport royalty. Finally, a 2026 reality check. The World Cup. June to July will turn North America into a pressure cooker. Airports, borders, hotels, everything tightens. When systems are overloaded, flexibility disappears. Miss a cutoff by 10 minutes, and there may not be another seat. Canada, the US, Mexico. It all gets louder, slower, and less forgiving. Tight connections become dangerous. "We'll figure it out at the airport" becomes an expensive sentence. So here's the takeaway. Travel in 2026 isn't harder, it's less forgiving. The rules don't scream at you, they whisper, and then they block you. Are you traveling during World Cup summer? Are you flying to Europe or Asia next year? Drop your route in the comments. I want to know what systems you're dealing with. If this video helped you avoid a silent denial, hit like and subscribe because these rules change quietly and gate agents don't explain them when you're the one stepping aside. Safe travels, and may your boarding pass never turn into a "sorry, not today."